trouble with cold outreach is that it works. Sometimes. Good morning, everybody. Today, Ruby and myself are talking about why do I have a hate on for cold outreach? Why do I continually talk about how bad it is and how terrible things are for people that use it? And why is that a problem for companies? It's, in my opinion, it's a necessary evil for a lot of companies. Why? Because it's about short-term thinking, short-term results. Because it's very easy to waste sales time. It's very easy. Give them a list, give them some numbers, tell them to start dialing. Trouble is, it works. Sometimes. Usually not a lot. And by not a lot, I mean less than 5% of the time. And that becomes a real pain point for me when there are other, better, more efficient ways to use your sales time. That said, it works sometimes. So it's problematic because if you need sales in the next quarter, you're going to use whatever means necessary to make that happen. And one of those means is cold outreach. Cold email, cold text, cold phone, cold calls. All that plays a role. So the problem with all of that is that no rep likes prospecting for people that they don't know. There's a very rare human that loves to go out and get punched in the mouth every morning 100 times before they actually have a conversation worth talking about. So that's a thing. So there's that. Then on the backside of that is customers hate it. As a platform, as a tool, as a means to go to market, you can bother me. You can break up my day. You can insert message here that means absolutely nothing to me, and it costs you very little. It costs me my precious time. And in a world where 97% of your market is not interested in buying right now, that's really challenging because it is a customer experience and not a good one, generally speaking. So, how do you do differently? How do you think differently? Well, in the short term, you'll probably change nothing. Here's the list. Go make it rain. Okay, let's see what happens. In the medium to long term, you need to adjust your thinking. This is how you, as a business and a brand, can begin to create demand for who you should or could be talking to, who actually needs what it is that you do or wants to learn more about what you do. They're not ready to buy from you yet. But is the first introduction to your business and your brand. Hi, Chris, do you have 2 minutes? I'd like to share with you something. Come on. So, it's just adjusting thinking. It's just making it about a way to understand how the buyer wants to be interacted with. And if they definitely love to hear from your sales reps because they're lovely people and they just want to chat, well, sure. That is not how business is won. So you got to think differently about you, your market, more importantly, your customer and their customer experience. How do they want to be catered to? This is getting harder and harder and harder for reps because the firewalls keep getting taller and taller and thicker because there are so many terrible sales experiences out there from short-sighted, short-thinking companies who are just trying to get their reps to do something, anything, because they think that's how this works. And they're wrong. So it's shifting a thinking, it's shifting a mindset, but know how the customer feels in all of that. If the customer hates it, why do we do it? And if it's for our reasons, are those the right reasons? Ruby says, think differently. It's not about how you need sales, it's about how they need to buy. And you definitely need sales. No one's questioning that thesis. It's how do we make sure that whatever we're doing reflects what the buyer wants, what the buyer needs, how the buyer wants to be interacted with. So on a very rainy day, don't make your reps do things that don't actually add value. And the trouble is, in the cold outreach world, Sometimes it works. Most of the times, it's absolutely horrible. All right, enough for today. Have a great one. Walking and talking with Ruby.